away from any potential gank or danger. She's going to be able to find her farm here in the early and mid game. Even if she falls behind, the screen will be able to burst down the waves.
But they do have the lockdown. They have lockdown abilities on each one of the heroes on Last Resort that's capable of holding Queen of Pain down.
Hmm.
Even the cog, or even the shrapnel or whatever from Clockwork can do it.
So, are you saying Queen of Pain may want to consider rushing Lincolns or BKB this game?
Well, yeah, with the puck pick, absolutely, you're going to get a BKB this game. You might also consider a Lincoln's, honestly.
Hmm.
But when you're building defensive items on your mid, and you're talking about two defensive items right off the bat to be able to fight, that's a rough game.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
overall, which draft do you favor?
I have not been impressed with Gyrocopter from what I have seen. That being said, I favor Last Resort just from the picking phase, but Team 2 definitely has the pressure. They have the team that can make it happen, but they have to make it happen.
Hmm. I'm just going to be a contrarian and say I do like Team Two's draft a little bit better. I say the position one cores in a 1v1 duel, Gyrocopter will just be able to have more impact in a team fight, both with his magical damage and physical damage coming in from the flak in multiple ways of starting a team fight, whether it's a blink in from the Rubik, Bat Rider, and or a charge in from the Spirit Breaker, and I will just go ahead and pick Team 2 with their gyrocopter pickup for the victory. But early game, both teams splitting up at the start of this match. Nobody wanting a 5-man smoke rotation. Throughout all these qualifiers, we have not seen First Blood being drawn in a Bounty Rune contention, so I do not believe this will happen again in this game.
Yeah, it's I feel like a lot of mid-range teams, and I'm just going to go ahead and say mid-range teams here because we're not seeing one of our top 32 teams in the world maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with that being said, a lot of the mid-range teams, a lot of 5K teams, they don't go for that first blood because it's not as good anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The more important thing is to contest the rune, but it's not that worth it either.
Yeah, but to be perfectly clear here, these are not 5K teams. These are mid-range teams that are 7K. But maybe that's been scaled down a little bit in the new patch, just because everybody's MMR has been deflated. But these are very, very the best in their respective countries.
Okay.
Well, I, I guess the best in Argentina or wherever these teams are
Mm-hmm.
from. So,
Yeah.
but still, I would be willing to bet most players on these teams are at least 6K to 7K.
Yeah, I guess my point is you see it in the pro games because they come right out, they have the draft for it, they know what they're going to do, and they're confident they can take the opposition and take their rune. You don't see it in the mid games because they're lacking one of those key traits.
Yeah, and
Usually it's confidence.
yeah, as we say that, there's a 5-man rotation coming in for the Dire side.
Yep, and they've got the stuns to do it.
Mm-hmm. They will be leading the charge with the Shadow Shaman, actually wrapping all the way around here. Bat
Yeah,
Rider
they
will get a free rune at the top, and I'm not sure whether Gyrocopter will be able to break the smoke. He does, but he's well out of range. I don't think there's a movement speed advantage in order to slow him down. Puck just able to get a few right clicks in, and it does look like the runes will be split amongst both teams.
yeah, and that feels like a failure for the Dire. It's not that bad, but you have a long ways to travel for your safe lane hero.
Mhm.
You have to waste your free BKB or free TP.
Oh man, Puck actually cancels out his TP while going towards the mid lane. A costly mistake that will mean Queen of Pain gets free farm during the first wave.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that early level 2 on Queen of Pain before Puck gets the rift.
Mm-hmm.
sorry, the jaunt. Before you get the jaunt, it's really tough to dodge that poison sting.
Yeah, and it's phase shift. The jaunt is when you uh, move from your
When you go to the
illusionary orb.
orb.
Yeah.
Well, as a self-proclaimed puck player, I should probably know the names of his abilities.
Nah, it's all good.
But I
Well,
got the big ones. He's got orb and silence.
he's got orb and silence. That's good enough. Good enough for me.
Let's see. Do you think we'll see any level 1 shenanigans with the Spirit Breaker bottom?
With the Spirit Breaker bottom, there's approximately 0 kill potential, I believe. At least until yeah, no, Gyrocopter has to get at least like 1/3 of his HP down before. Oh no, with the Nyx Assassin, it's potential. If a homing missile hits and Carapace is not used, Nyx could go down. But overall, I don't think a Spirit Breaker will be able to zone out the Nyx Assassin from getting levels, which is really the only thing he's really looking to get out of the lane.
Absolutely. And this is kind of actually like going back a couple patches. You've seen this now with the offlaners looking to get levels more than anything else.
Mm. But in the top lane, there's definitely kill potential, both for Batrider and for the Chaos Knight and Shadow Shaman lane. Chaos Knight will have to be very careful with 4 sticky napalm stacks already up, 5 up on for the Batrider, and he's going deep. Good stun coming in from the Shadow Shaman, able to take the aggression off onto the Chaos Knight. 6 stacks coming out onto
That's
the
it for
Chaos Knight,
CK.
and 7, and with 1 more right click coming in from the Batrider, he will be able to get first blood onto the position 1 carry. And in the meantime, in the bottom lane, Nyx Assassin also dies, so a very good start coming out for the Radiant side.
You did not expect the rotation in from Rubik kind of hiding in the trees and popped out when Nyx went too deep.
And just like I was saying, in the top lane with a double stun lane for the Dire side, and as well as Batrider just being a fantastic hero, both sides of the lane could easily get a kill if one side misplays it. And Chaos Knight just stayed in the lane just a little bit too long.
Yeah, and people discount Gyro's magic damage from his.
Oh, in the top
Marksman.
lane, Nyx Assassin getting chased down under the tier 1 tower. Rubik will be able to get a kill. With
Clockwork asking for a double kill, but gets nothing.
Yeah. Oh, and Shadow Shaman with a good shackle onto the Gyrocopter will not be able to
Misses the
get the
follow-up.
kill. Yeah. Healing Salve and Gyro will be able to stay into the lane. 4-for-1 kill advantage for the Radiant side. Were you expecting this from the early game, Nate?
Definitely not. The solo kill from the Batrider against a tri-lane, did not expect that, and he's about to get a second.
Lane, yeah, top lane Batrider ends up getting a kill again onto the Chaos Knight. Definitely not respecting the Batrider at all in the lane. He's already level 4, 2 levels in a sticky napalm, and Chaos Knight will have to seriously consider purchasing boots before getting the soul ring that he has queued up.
This is a situation where the off lane has actually they've controlled the map by limiting what the enemy supports can do, because the enemy supports cannot leave the CK alone anymore.
Okay, charging into the bottom lane is a 3v1 situation as Nyx Assassin is caught out in between 3. Homing Missile is charging in, and Nyx will eventually go down. I believe the last hit actually went to a creep, so the gold is split up amongst Rubik, Spirit Breaker, and Gyro.
Yeah, and with Dire not getting anything out of the laning stage, like this is a guarantee for a good mid game for Radiant, and that's where they're very strong with the Queen of Pain, with the Gyro, with the Bat.
So definitely a good job for Radiant securing early game kills, but currently there are no stacks, ancient stacks coming out for the Gyro. Would you expect that Rubik starts focusing on that other than kills, or do you think he's going to be trying to stay aggressive and rotating between lanes?
It depends on Nyx Assassin. If Nyx Assassin keeps being aggressive and letting himself be put in kill position, Rubik will absolutely continue killing him. Otherwise, he's just going to make rotations with Spirit Breaker. Like
in the mid lane, Puck gets charged down by the Spirit Breaker. Good lift by Rubik to set up that kill. With the burst damage coming in from the Queen of Pain, Puck does eventually go down. Shadow Shaman able to pull the creeps back from the tower, but not able to save his mid laner from harm.
But to answer your original question, I'm not surprised that we don't see Rubik necessarily stacking Ancients already.
Oh, in the top lane, it looks like Batrider, about 5% HP, with the right clicks coming in from the Spirit Breaker, able to secure that kill. Chaos Knight. Oh no, excuse me, Chaos Knight actually ends up going down. Batrider able to juke away with Tranquil Boots, will be able to heal right back up, and Chaos Knight actually getting owned by the Batrider here in the off lane.
Yep. And as a result of all these rotations, these successful rotations from Spirit Breaker, we see that the last hits are going heavily in the favor of Radiant now.
And
And
again,
yep.
Chaos Knight again trying to kill the Batrider, who's just able to walk away. Firefly in tow. Oh my god. I guess his support is the one who died there, but Chaos Knight having a very questionable hard laning phase.
This is where it really starts to feel like a pub game. Whenever you get behind on the tri lane and you feel like you have to make it happen, rather than just guaranteeing your carry's farm.
So you're saying that maybe the Dire should be looking to rotate Chaos Knight into the bottom lane, maybe tri-lane the Gyrocopter, just change up something and sacrifice the farm for Batrider.
I think the more important thing right now is to just leave the Chaos Knight away from where the action is. When you're successfully playing the ganking team and you're putting all the action on the enemy safe lane, then that is a success.
Okay, charge in onto the puck. He should be able to get away here. Okay, the charge was canceled by the Spirit Breaker. Probably good call there. And a short reprieve for the Dire side. Still 4K gold lead at the 6.5 minute mark. Definitely not where you're wanting to be. Gyrocopter already has Ring of Aquila phase boots. 900 gold towards his next item. For the Queen of Pain in the mid lane. Oh, another charge coming in onto the puck. Is able to John away from it. Or excuse me, phase shift away from it. Coil onto 3. She will be trying to walk away. But oh my god, this puck. You just have to run away, but he was continuing to just juke within the range of the coil, and
he got really greedy. He wanted to get that ethereal orb on 3 and get away, and you just had to choose. But this is not a game that's going to go well for Dire. When Chaos Knight falls behind, he feels really useless, and he needs items.
Yeah.
And if you look at the net worth chart, we got 1,000 gold lead on the top 3 farmers for Radiant over the enemy mid.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely brutal. I do have the net worth brought up. The top 3 net worths, all in the Radiant camp. So definitely not a good start to this laning phase for the Dire.
I would not be surprised to see a Suns and Yasha on Gyro this game.
Yeah, definitely for Gyro, the traditional build is for the Mask of Madness first, which is what he is purchasing up. Just a very good item in order to secure the mid-game farmhouse. And we say that, looks like Shadow Shaman may end up feeding here for the 3rd kill of the game, coming in for... no, excuse me. That's the 13th and 14th kill of the game. Coming in for the Radiant squad. Just generally, they did try to rotate the Chaos Knight down towards the bottom lane, and he fared just as poorly as the top.
Yeah,
looks like Batrider in the top lane. Oh, nope. He's just going to get another kill onto the Chaos Knight. Queen of Pain getting stunned up by the Shadow Shaman. Will be able to still blink aggressively coming in from the Queen of Pain. May be able to get away with it as Clockwork desperately trying to chase him down. Not able to do so. Flare able to reveal the Queen of Pain's location. Blink up into 3 seconds. Ultimate will not be able to hit. Cogs will not be able to trap in the Queen of Pain, who will be able to blink away from that initiation puck. Will be able to get a turnaround kill onto the Rubik for whatever that's worth, but a good kill coming in with a stun securing the kill from Nyx Assassin.
And a necessary set of kills for Dire. They still end up losing a lot of their people, but they get their mid some gold by killing the enemy 4.
Yeah, so basically 4 kills for the Dire side, so not so good, but 3 deaths on the 3 deaths on the Radiant mean a 200 net worth impact positive for the Dire side, so very good job for them. And you do see Puck, the shining one ray of hope coming in for the Dire side, is slowly catching up to the offlane Batrider.
But this poor CK, look at him. He's third on his team, and he's like seventh overall in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your core.
Yeah, he has boots and 900 gold to his name. So
And he is not a flash farmer.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, he'll be. I'm guessing he's going to be using his first ultimate in order to farm jungle creeps, just to try and catch back into the game. Actually, TPing towards the mid tier 2. Looks like Rubik's trying to get aggressive. Coil on to 3, coming in from the Puck. Good ultimate coming in from Gyrocopter. Lands out to multiple people. Shadow Shaman wards have been dropped. Oh my god, massive burst damage coming in from the Queen of Pain. Able to burst down several from the Dire side. Spirit Breaker does fall to start this engagement. 3 already down for the Dire. Puck desperately trying to get a turnaround kill. Will not be able to do so. Trying to phase shift away from the damage. But a good lift coming in from the Rubik means a 4th kill for the Radiant side from that engagement in the mid lane.
Despite the burst magic damage coming out of Dire, Radiant are able to walk away. They have levels. They're scraping by on extra 50 HP and extra 100 HP, where if the levels were even, they would not be.
Mm-hmm. And you can really see the early game dominance, just winning the team fight there for the Radiant side.
Yeah, we didn't even mention it earlier, but because the Chaos Knight was getting dominated top lane. Mm-hmm. But the Queen of Pain hit level 6 on the level 5 Puck, and then baited out the sidestep, and immediately ulted him to kill him.
Yeah.
So that level advantage is like started the ball rolling, and it's just continued.
Good point. Chaos Knight getting a little bit of free farm in the mid lane, has completed his power treads working on Armlet. Very standard build up, albeit about 5 minutes delayed, just due to his poor laning phase and start. Gyrocopter, on the other hand, 6.5k in gold lead, already has Dragon Lance and Mask of Madness, and is going Sanjin Yasha, just like you predicted. But overall, the Radiant side will be taking down the tier 2 tower here in the top lane. Rubik will be trying to cut off the creep wave. Gyrocopter doing a very good job of just securing this kill, frontlining for the Radiant squad. And the tier 2 tower does go down for the Dire side. 11k gold lead for the Radiant, and it does look like they are still grouping as 5, possibly giving Chaos Knight and Puck a little bit of space to farm, both in the mid and now in the bottom lane.
And you'll have to excuse me for just a moment. I had to drop out of the game. Apparently there's an update, so I don't know if I'll be able to rewatch.
Right, Windows update. Very frustrating for everybody. I'm sure everybody understands.
Not even that, just a Dota update.
Oh, Dota update. And they kicked you out of the game? That's kind of crazy.
No, I had to leave the game. There's an issue whenever you're trying to spectate, where if you're trying to follow somebody else's camera.
Ultimate coming in from the Batrider, able to catch out the Shadow Shaman. 4-man coil coming into the Puck to counter initiate, but there's no follow-up damage coming in from the Dire, so it will just be a 1-for-0 exchange. The position 5 support going down, as well as the tier 2 tower for the Dire side. In the meantime, charge has been used onto the Nyx Assassin. He just barely gets his TP off and will not be stunned, able to get away.
But yeah, I just 23 and 6. You have an 11k net worth advantage. The Puck, like you said, the one shining ray of hope. The CK desperately trying to catch the Rubik in net worth, 1300 behind.
The CK desperately trying to catch the Rubik in net worth. That's something that I wouldn't have expected to hear ever in a game.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, Radiant, they had the gank team to do it, and then they rotated constantly early game with several stuns. They got a couple of good kills on the tri lane on CK whenever the tri lane rotated out.
Yeah. And not only that, it was a Batrider 2v1 situation where the CK fed first blood. And then after that instance, it is a very, very difficult for a CK to come back into that lane once Batrider already has a level advantage on you.
Hmm. Yeah, as a one time and once in future Batrider player, it is my favorite type of game. When
Hmm.
you get that kill on the enemy carry and then just run away with it.
Yeah. CK will definitely have to practice and I guess just respect the amount of sticky napalm stacks that the Batrider can put out in the early game.
Yeah, he really needed his two supports in lane putting pressure on the Batrider because CK just cannot do anything.
Hmm.
He can provide one stun.
Yeah. Oh, five-man smoke rotation coming out for the Dire side. They're desperately trying to get some sort of turnaround kill, possibly an objective afterwards. But with Batrider having a blink and a counter smoke coming in from the Radiant, I don't think anything will happen. Clockwork does have a hook available. Will be able to catch out the Rubik. Immediate cogs into a Hex coming in from the Shadow Shaman, and Rubik will end up falling. Definitely not the kill that the Dire were hoping for, but Clockwork immediately trying to go on to Roshan, but the Dire do not want to follow him in that endeavor.
Yeah, CK has the illusion up, but he does not have the items or the levels to take that.
Mm. Oh, okay, so good ultimate coming down on the Shadow Shaman, but Gyrocopter just manning up, ultimate being used and just standing in kills 4, make it 5, Gyrocopter going down, or excuse me, Clockwork going down, and Gyrocopter just absolutely crushing him. Yasha, Dragon Lance, Mask of Madness, and just crushing it. GG being called by the Clockwork already, and
17 minutes.
yeah, 17 minutes into the game, no racks being pushed, but it doesn't matter. The Radiant side have just showed absolute dominance in her landing phase and continued to press their advantage moving forward.
Absolutely. In the end there, you saw the difference in level. Shadow Shaman dropping a wards. He gets the Spirit Breaker completely. The wards spend their entire team fight attacking the Spirit Breaker. He kills them all and comes out with Half-Life.
Yeah, and looking at the scoreboard here, uh, actually, it actually doesn't surprise me. Batrider doing the most damage, 12, 3, and 6 on the bat. Clearly the MVP for Team 2. Got a kill on the position 1 carry in a 2v1 situation, and just overall provided initiation and damage throughout pretty much every engagement.
I feel like it's easy to call Batrider the MVP this game, but Rubik really put in the work. He made solid rotations with Spirit Breaker. I feel like he was calling good rotations for the Spirit Breaker.
Hmm.
And he made the kills on mid happen. He made 2 kills on offlane happen before the Batrider even got started.
Yeah, and speaking of Spirit Breaker, he has a 20 kill per 20 out of 28 kill participation. That's over 66%. Where Spirit Breaker, and if you're a Spirit Breaker, you literally have to hit someone in order to get the kill or the assist, or be within melee range, and that's extremely impressive. Only one death with participating in 20 kills for the Spirit Breaker. So obviously, Peace did a very good job as well.
And you can see overall, each person on the team participating in 15 out of the 20 kills happened.
Mm. So definitely good teamwork coming in from Team 2, and hopefully we can see more of the same going into the next game.